soul has been given its own ears to hear the things the mind does not understand. Rumi, welcome to Divine Soul Journey. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Namaste. Aloha. Blessings. Greetings. Good day. Good morning. Good night. This is Divine Soul Journey with your guides, Porsche Ng and Dianne Ojar. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. For everyone around the world, I want to thank you all so much for every week being with us. And today we have a very, very special guest who's a dear heart to Porsche. And before we introduce her, I would love to introduce my lovely co-host, Hawaiian born, a beautiful soul. And I can't even think of the words to describe this woman, how she's transformed my life and how we're taking this to the whole new level. Together, we're sisters. We have been soul sisters in many lives, and here we are again. I just want to say welcome, Porsche, and welcome to our weekly lovely show together.
Thank you so much, Dianne. It's going to turn into a love fest. I just know it. But
is she crying already? We haven't started yet?
No, I'm trying not to cry. Actually, what I am is I'm so happy. It just hit me when you were talking. I was just like, I am so excited. I'm so happy, and I'm so joyful. You know that feeling when your heart is just exploding with so much love, and you're so grateful. I mean, I felt that every show, but especially the show today. And I just realized, I'm like, we're going to actually be three island women again, three island girls, you know, because you're from Trinidad, I'm from Hawaii, and the next guest is also, you know, spent a lot of time in Hawaii, and so has a home in Hawaii as well. And so I'm just extremely excited to be here tonight and to share with you a person that has made such a big difference in my life. Actually, she's responsible for the biggest transformation in my whole life, in my spiritual journey. This show is about our divine soul journey, and she really helped to expedite that journey for me. So I'm just excited to be here, and I'm always in love with you and being here on the show with you and co-hosting the show. Truly a dream come true. So thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you so much, Porsche. Girl, I'm telling you, you know, probably going to bring the island twang in here now, is the fact that this show took on a life of its own. And there's so much knowledge and wisdom that needs to be shared. And there's a lot of people I know from afar, and you actually, and you in their circles in their life. And, you know, instead of us talking, please, let's talk about our next guest. She has so much wisdom to share, and we want to absorb as much as we can. And I'm so thrilled to have her on the show because it's so much, and I can't wait to get a blessing from her, because this is really powerful, even when she did it a couple of days ago, and I got a flash of it. So I cannot wait. So please, you know, introduce our lovely teacher.
Absolutely. So yes, I want to introduce to you an amazing teacher, a friend. She's very much like a spiritual mother to me. She's been my mentor for years. She still is. Honestly, I can feel her heart wherever I am, and so much love coming from her. And you will feel that too. What Dianne is talking about, you'll feel that with her. She has authored 3 books, Divine Love and also, she's working on another book. You know, she's so amazing with the Tao Science wisdom that she and Dr. Master Shah, who we talk about a lot on this show, have authored together to bring science and spirituality together as one. She's a quantum physicist, a strings theorist. She graduated from the top universities and schools in China and also UC Berkeley. And she has studied for a very long time to bring everything together. And she'll talk more about that with the grand unified field. But I'm not gonna tell you everything. I want you to really experience her heart and soul and the power of her love. And truly, it's the greatest honor in my heart right now in this moment to have her on our show. And she is Dr. Rulin Xiu. And so we like to welcome her and give everyone in the world, in all of these countries around the world, give and open up your heart and give her the love and open-mindedness so that she can really touch and transform your life in this beautiful field, magical field that this show is all about. So welcome, Dr. Rulin.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Dianne and Porsche, for making this show happen. I know it's really very spectacular. It's going to help so many people. You know, humanity, we at this level, we are now ready to connect with our soul and connect with the divine and to really unleash our higher potentials, greater powers, and a deeper meaning in each our lives. So this show is going to really help many people. So I'm very excited for you and very honored to be here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And
you're very welcome. But yes, before we there's so much to talk about. I just want everybody to know that this is not going to be the first or the last time you will be with us. Definitely not. But what I'm excited about is the fact that, and I truly am, because I always look at the yin and the yang of everything, that we're not here to, I have to say this, we're not here to, transform anyone, convince anyone against their will. This is not about religion. There's a science behind this, and this is where we're going to go some educated. We will be educated a little bit about the science part of it, because, we talk about, spirituality and so forth, but there's a science behind it, and this is where you come in, and you're going to explain a little bit to us about that. And as we go along from show to show, we'll learn more about the science behind what we do and why, people don't believe that we are healers. I did a Tao blessing last night for a woman, and she's a very, very, very spiritual woman. But she was having pain with her back, and she says an epidural, and her daughter's like almost 38 years old. So there's something behind all of this of what we do. So I will not take any more time. I just want people to know that, yes, there is a theory and there's a practical part for it. This is the theory part of it. So Dr. Rulin, please do educate us about the science behind what we do.
Yeah, thank you so much. There's a lot of things to share. So I think Porsche said maybe share a little bit about my journey, and then we'll share a little bit about science behind healing. Mm-hmm. And Dianne just talked about, this is not religion. This is not about judging anyone. In fact, if you really want to learn about the science of it, we'll realize everyone is sacred. Everyone's opinion are correct. And we just need to learn to bring different opinions together. When we can bring them together, then the pie is full and everybody can benefit. And when we start to fight, I think I'm right, you're wrong, that is when we bring sicknesses, disasters, poverties, difficulties, and challenges in life. I would love to one day to share more about that. So that is, I just wrote a book about the science of oneness, the power for oneness. So one day I'd love to share that with you. And I think at this moment that is a very important message. Thank you, Dianne and Porsche.
Lovely.
I want to go ahead.
No, I was thinking as you're saying that, you know what? before we get into that, really and truly, we should just give a little brief history about how you got involved in all of this. Everybody has a story. So we can't jump into the science of this before we find out what your story is.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's start with that, because it intrigues everyone to find out how you came about. I know you were very close, so you were a neighbor of Master Shah, from what I was told. But there's got to be something that you were looking for something. You know, it finds us when we're looking for it. So, I mean, I don't want to take Portia's floor, but tell us a little bit about how you got in this whole spiritual world.
Yeah, I'm actually grew up in China, grew up in a communist China, and I went to university, and I was talented when I grew up in science. I went to the best university in China at that moment, and studied physics. And my biggest dream when I grew up is to find a solution to unify everything. I was reading Einstein's work. He's trying to find a unified field that everything become one. So that is Einstein's dream. I was really intrigued by his dream, and I was that become my dream. I want to find that. So in the college, I studied very hard and worked very hard, and then I went to UC Berkeley, got my PhD on the grand unification theory, using string theory to unify everything. So string theory is right now, it is, it's one of the most advanced mathematics theory, trying to unify all the forces. In nature we discover many different forces, right? And the different matters, right? Different, and then how to unify everything, to see that everything's actually come from one thing. So basically, more specifically, I try to find one mathematics formula. From there, everything in the world can be derived from. So I'm working on that dream, and I got very good, some results, but then I was very disappointed. I could not find the answer I was really looking for, and I look around. I did not think other scientists can really find it either. So actually, out of despair, and also in some ways, I kind of lost interest. And I was helping a friend in China doing business, and I ended up start a business. I moved to Hawaii and set up a factory in Hawaii. Become very successful doing business. And in Hawaii, I started to learn about spirituality in Hawaii, and I had my spiritual awakening in Hawaii. And that awakening is actually very, very important point and a turning point for my life. I have so this is basically I was in a ceremony in Hawaii and a spiritual gathering, and so a lot of people were singing and dancing, and I was sitting there by myself. I suddenly can feel like everything around me is loving me, like the trees, the people, the music, the dance, and the stars and the galaxies, and like everything is loving me. And I also thought of my parents or the people that were close to me, and everyone in my life, even some people, they may actually cause me some troubles. I suddenly realized that everything, whatever happened in my life, they're all loving me. And then at that moment, I realized actually there's something beyond everything I've experienced, something very, very, very big and powerful. This presence, I can call it a divine presence. And this, all this love is from this divine presence. And this divine presence holds infinite amount of love, and it wants to give me so much love. And everything in my life is His love for me. And I really felt that. Even the difficult things, I suddenly realized everything in my life is love from this divine. And this divine had a pure love for me. And in fact, I was so overwhelmed by how powerful this love is, how much this love is. I started to cry. And I remember my friend came up to me and said, "Why you cry?" And I could not even talk. I said, "Just leave me alone to cry." And I cried for hours. And that's become a turning point for me. I realized everything is love. So before that, I was like normal people. I work, go to work. And after that, I changed my life. I changed into just live in love. And oftentimes that means I don't go to work. I would just think about life is love. But what's funny thing is my business became extremely successful. My life became extremely, extremely magical. And, things I think of will just happen. And so I become very successful, wealthy, and have a lot of amazing friends, just amazing friends, really, really beautiful people, and in my life. In fact, I think of something, things will happen. It's just to the point, like, if I think of something will happen. And to the point, I was like, I don't even want to have things anymore. And I realized maybe the most thing I want is actually to grow my spiritual journey. And so at that moment, one of my Kahuna, Kahuna is kind of like a Hawaiian tradition priest. They have the power to bring, to connect with the spiritual realm, to get information, to give people guidance and healings. So I got one of my Kahuna friends invited me to have tea with her, and she told me about this amazing, world-renowned healer called Dr. and Master Chigang Sha. So with his in her introduction and the urge, and it happened actually, she's helping to organize the events for Master Sha. And so I went to Master Sha's one-day event in my neighborhood in Hawaii, and so that completely changed my life. So Master Sha is, when I went to his event, I was just very, very impressed by how powerful a healer he is. He was healing people's cancer, healing people on the wheelchair, and they starting to stand up, walk. People have in excruciating pain. It was gone after his healing. It's kind of remote healing, which I never heard of. I never think of this kind of thing possible. So, but when I experienced right in front of my eyes, I was just very, very amazed. And also Master Sha has amazing wisdom. I just love his wisdom. He makes things very, very simple, but some profound wisdom. Because in China, I grew up in China. China, we have long histories. We have a lot of very Asian wisdoms. I don't even know how to understand it. So he was able to explain it in a very simple and clear way. And also what most touched my heart is his devotion, his dedication, and his commitment to help people, to help others become healthier, happier, and more enlightened. So I was just very, very touched by his heart and his sincerity and his beautiful love for everyone. So by the end of the night, I told him I want to become his student. So that turned out to be one of the most important things I have ever done to lead to finally actually get to the point I was able to find the grand unification theory. So actually at that time when I was already forget about science, I was enjoying my life in Hawaii very well and don't want to think about science anymore. But studying with Master Sha, his wisdom, his healing, talking about healing. Healing, what is healing? Healing, when I started to learn from Master Sha, he gave people soul healing. This show is about soul. So Master Sha is the soul healer. He heals people's soul. And his teaching is that if you can heal the soul, then the mind, to heal the heart, and heal all sicknesses, all difficulties and challenges, no matter what it is, all of that can follow. If our soul is not healed, then the root cause of that issue is still not solved. So I often, so that was very, very beautiful, and it's very miraculous, and also it really works. So I really I started really actually devote my life to help Master Sha to spread his healing, and also I become a healer. And in one of I go to almost all his workshops, and in one of his workshops, I suddenly realized, wow, he's talking about soul. I realized, wow, the soul actually can be studied using quantum physics. In fact, quantum physics can mathematically calculate and study the soul.
Interesting.
Actually, the whole quantum physics is about studying the soul. It's just people don't really understand it, because most people don't understand what is soul.
Exactly.
And yeah. So that's that insight really I told Master Sha, and that lead us to write our first book called The Soul, Mind, Body Science System. And so we can use the mathematics to describe what is the soul, what is mind, and then find out how the soul healing works scientifically. And later on, we write another book. It's called Tao Science. So Tao Science, Tao is a source. So Tao Science is science about how everything is created from a source. So it's quite a lot. Tao Science is very, very magnificent. I was just very, very blessed because of Master Sha's healing. Removed the blockages, so that I was able to working on this amazing science like Tao Science really gave me a way to very simply, actually easily derive that formula, that one formula from which everything comes from.
That's amazing.
Which is very, very beautiful. I could not, it's just so beautiful, and it's so simple, but so powerful. And recently I've been writing, papers about how this actually formula can solve almost, all the problems very difficult problems right now in physics. So it's quite exciting work. But today I think I want to share maybe a little bit about how Tao Science can explain about remote healing and spiritual healing. Yeah, is that?
Yeah, but before you do that, first of all, I'm listening to you here, and I just don't want to interrupt or say anything. And Porsche is so quiet, and I am hearing you, and I'm visualizing Porsche, because Porsche speaks the same way. The same tone, the same love, the same way. I'm sure you all were both connected at some point in time, but it's like I'm listening to Porsche. And absolutely, she's chuckling in the back there. I couldn't even hear her chuckling. For goodness sake, we share so much. But the fact is, also, only someone who is into quantum physics will think that this is so simple. Not us. For any way, shape, or form. I mean, I did physics, but not to your level. It's just high school physics, and that was challenging enough as it is. But Porsche, I mean, definitely, if you can, we can. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this in the interest for people to understand? Why don't we do the demo? And then from the demo, we can elaborate about what happened, and then maybe that would be a segue to go into the science part of it, or you want to do the other way around? It'll be easier to explain what it is, because we want to make sure that we do get that demo in there and people to understand what's going on behind the scene. Is that a better way to do it? It's up to you.
Yeah. Do a
Portia?
demo and I explain how it works.
Well, you know what I would say? I would say this. Maybe you explain a little bit about the science, Dr. Rulin, because when people have the wisdom, it really is helpful. And I'll tell you why I found Dr. Rulin and I sound alike is because I've taken for years her classes, most of them, and I love them. And the wisdom is so prevalent, and it's so what the world needs. They need to understand the science behind things, and also the love. Love is a superpower that heals. And so I think if she can explain a little bit about that, it'll actually make the blessing more profound later. That's what I feel.
Hey, the floor is yours, Dr. Rulin. That's all I can say. Up to you, however you feel comfortable. I just want to make sure we get a little bit of everything in there because, unfortunately, in this short time, we can't talk about everything. But yes, do an introduction to it and do it, and then we can have a few minutes as to wrap up and talk about what happened. And that will help. And, we certainly do look forward to the part 2 of this and the part 3 and the part 4 going forward. So I can't wait, Dr. Rulin. Oh, my gosh. So please do. Go ahead.
Yeah. So healing part is to know how healing works, we need to know what everything is made of at the deepest level. So so we know everything is it's what we discovered in Tao Science, or actually according to ancient wisdom, Master Sha teach us that everything is made of one is the matter, so it's called Jing. And matter is basically, in Tao Science, we say it's anything physical, anything we experience in our life. So everything we experience is in Tao Science is the matter. So whether it is the cup, it is your body, or it is your relationships, something you experience, your relationships, your finance, or your family. So all of this is a matter. But then we see that the second thing that's what is made of everything is energy. So energy is what actually changes and moves the matter. So everything we experience the matter. If we want to change our matter, we need energy, right? And if we want to change the matter, we need energy. So this is also everybody knows. Modern science teaches us this very well, and everybody from our life experience is pretty easy to understand. But then the third thing, I think actually also everybody is very easy to understand. The third thing we find is information. Everything also consists of information. We know information, we can download information, we can transfer information, we can move the information. The information is something can be moved, can be changed. So it is real. On the other hand, information is something that determines the energy and the matter. So everything we in the quantum physics find out, each one actually, we look solid, but it's not really solid. Each one of us is a vibrational field, actually. And this field carries the information, energy, and the matter. And the information is the key. It determines how much energy, how much matter you have. Just like our bank account, right? Our bank statement, the information determines how much money you can get out of that bank. So if we change that information, in a computer, in your account, then if you go to the bank, you can get different amount of money. So information determines, like a blueprint of the house determines, how the house looks like and how they function. So information is actually what determines every aspect of our life. If we really want to change our life, change our career, change our, how our family, our relationship works, how we can change how successful we are. We want to change, how much we can achieve in life, how happy we are, how healthy we are, how long we can live. We need to change our information in our field. By changing the information, then miraculously, the physical life can change. So this is what healing, the spiritual healing and the soul healer does. We call it Master Sha now, we call it Tao healing. Tao is a source. So in Tao Science, we see there's an infinite source. And so Tao healing is connecting with this infinite source to receive the positive information and to transmit it, send to in your field, so that the negative in your field can be transformed, can be released, so that suddenly you can feel happier, feel healthier, and maybe be more beautiful, and then suddenly your finance can happen. So a lot of miracle can happen. Yeah. So like the other day, I just did a healing for one beloved one, and she come to me, have so much pain, and then with Tao healing, by releasing the negative information, and then her pain is all gone. So every day we're creating so many miracles. This is really a game changer. A lot of people don't know about this, and then we are limited in our life. Yeah, we have to suffer pain. Like this beloved one, actually, there's one beloved one. She has been suffering a pain, excruciating pain every day for 6 months. And even doctor cannot have a solution. And some doctor, have one beloved one suffering from some kind of depression and mental issues. And doctor use like electricity to shock him. Those kind of healing modalities. And even that just brings more pain and suffering to him. And then with this healing, people, not only the pain was gone, and they become to have a normal life, they actually have better life. They're suddenly starting to enjoy more abundance, more joy, and more satisfaction from the life. But I'm very excited to share with you some of this healing. I hope you understand how it works now.
Well, I know I certainly do.
Absolutely.
I absolutely certainly do, and I'm sure Porsche, I know you do as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think with the combination of everything, that I've seen in my over 25 years, in public health, with my master's degree in education and now in the field. And then I also had to just really take a look at it when I came across Master Sha's wisdom. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. And the results that he was getting, exactly what Dr. Rulin is saying. And I've seen her heal people, things, projects, lives. And so I'm just excited for you, Dianne, because you get to experience exactly what she's saying. And I thank you, Dr. Rulin.
I can't.
Yeah, because people needed to know a little bit of background,
yes, of course,
so that makes this next moment very, very special. So go ahead, Dr. Rulin, take it away.
Well, before Dr. Rulin does that, I just want people to know that there's a reason why we call this show Divine Soul Journey, because we connect with the divine, which you're going to see in a moment. We work with our soul. We all have a soul, and everything has a soul. Matter has a soul. All matter has a soul, and we're all in this journey together. And we're not disconnected. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. And that's why we call it Divine Soul Journey. So it's a bit of everything together for us to reach enlightenment and have oneness, like Porsche always says. So Dr. Rulin, you got my attention. I am all yours.
So what do you want to
I will leave it to heaven.
About?
I will leave it to heaven to decide, because heaven knows best. I could make a list for you, Dr. Rulin, but we don't have time for this, for all of the whole list I have.
We don't have.
So let's leave it to heaven to decide.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes if you're specific, then you can make specific, progress, and then you'll be more conscious in that aspect. How you want to improve your life. Even just everywhere, because divine wants to give you blessings everywhere. But the key is which area are you opening your heart to receive?
Okay, so Porsche, what do you recommend right now? Knowing my situation, knowing my life, knowing everything, what do you think is based on what we're doing? Probably the finance, obviously, because we have a lot of projects.
That's
and everything.
Exactly what I was going to say. Business and finances.
Okay,
exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, let's do the finances, because we need a lot of, in personal business and everything else to do the work that we do. And Portia and I both need that as well to carry through what we're doing right now. So, Dr. Rulin, I'm all yours. Eyes closed and everything. Ready, position, everything.
Yeah. So, so I will give you a Tao Hands healing. So Tao Hands is Master Sha. So Master Sha, as I mentioned, is the world-renowned, one of the most powerful healer of our time on Mother Earth right now. And because of his dedication, his selfless service, his tireless service, the Source has chosen him to offer great healings for people. And actually, the Divine chose him as the vehicle and the channel. And so Master Sha is offering the divine healing and the Source healing. But Master Sha is the person, he's not just one holding the power, but he also wants to give this power to train people so that so that we can also have the power can spread this divine healing, so that everyone, we all can reach our divine self much faster, much quicker. So Tao Hands is Master Sha give us this download, so that as a Tao Hands healer, you can, as the Master Sha, you have this channel to connect with the divine, connect with the Source, and help others to heal. So Tao Hands is a very, very powerful way to heal people and to help people on their divine journey, and help people to become healthier, more abundant, and more enlightened, and more happy. So it is very, very amazing. So I will give Dianne a healing, and also I will tell her what kind of healing what kind of benefits she received. So I will just ask this Tao Hands to give the beloved Dianne healing. So dear Tao Hands, I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. So in the Tao healing, we have 4 power techniques. So we don't have time to really talk too much about this. But so basically, the first power is you just ask, shall you be given. So I would just ask my Tao Hands to give our beloved Dianne a healing and blessing for her finance. So Tao Hands healing start. And Porsche, if you like, you can give her a reading. Porsche has very advanced spiritual eyes. Porsche, if you like, you can maybe share some of your what you have seen.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Lynn. So what I see from the universal heart, that we are all a part of the Source creation. That is beautiful. I'm actually seeing a lot of different colors. I usually see golden white light, but it's all these different colors. Dr. Lynn has her spiritual level is very high. This blessing is actually very high level blessing, coming all the way through, down into Dianne's body, entering her crown chakra. We talked about the 7 houses before, and so it's entering the top of her head and moving all the way down her body, and it's going into every cell of her body, every area and space in between, and it's really vibrating through the heart. The heart is the center, like we spoke about before, for transformation of all life, and especially finances. The ancestral information, the lineage is stored in that area, and so is record of our services. And so I'm seeing all of these beautiful flowers now, that light coming in and bursting, blooming into all different kinds of flowers that are just swirling in her heart and removing blockages, to finances, to business, to connections. And in Tao Science, we learn that connection is love and love is connection. And so it's moving throughout her whole body, and it's moving all the way through into every cell, all the way down her body, into her lower belly, which is also a center for foundational flourishing. and connection to Mother Earth. I'm seeing it move all the way down her legs, down into Mother Earth. Mother Earth is bringing up a lot of beautiful energy and blessing her throughout her body. I'm actually seeing blessings with her relationships, related to finances, business connections, her Tao dream, which is really to, really bless other people and use this show as a platform to share the soul wisdom. And I'm just seeing it move into all different directions of her life, even her personal finances. As simple as like paying for mortgage, rent, her car. I'm just seeing all of this virtue and energy. Money is energy, and that virtue is moving into all different areas of her life. She just looks like one big flower garden, that virtue symbolized in flowers, And so this is just moving throughout all of her field, her business, everything that it's connected to, her friends, her family. It's just like huge blessing to boost everything in her life.
How. Thank you. Dearest beloved Dianne, you are so blessed today with the blessing from the Tao hand and from the source and from the divine. This blessing has released major blockages in your heart for receiving love, receiving abundance to your business, to your life, your finance, relationships. It also released the blockages, help you to become more connected with the divine and with your higher self, so that you can connect with that higher powers and higher wisdoms and higher potentials that divine gives to you, that is right inside you. And now you have the greater potentials has been released because of this blessing, so that you can manifest greater abundance, greater love, greater services through this radio program and other services, and through your life, through each interaction you have with all beings. You are so blessed, dearest beloved Dianne. Thank you for your services. Dearest Dianne, please know that we, the divine and the source, are with you every moment, loving you, supporting you, protecting you. Go deeper connecting with us. Feel our love. Receive our love. You are loved beyond your widest dreams. How? Thank you. So how are you feeling, Dianne?
Oh, wow. I was feeling energy in my body from head to toe, skin to bone. And I still feel it in my hands and, my legs. And thank you so much, Porsche. And thank you so much, Dr. Rulin. The fact that Porsche was doing the flow while you were doing the blessing means even more, because I could feel when Porsche was saying different parts of my body. And, with all the blessings I've been getting, and this morning Pat asked me if I was in the Guanyin group, and I said no, and she said, well, you got the blessing. And I said, well, tell me. And she said, you're so blessed. And I know I am, and that's the reason why we're connecting now with everyone, because we have a mission. And someone said to me, there's so much other projects that you could make so much money, and why do you want to focus on this? I said, no, this is a personal reason. I'm not going to give this up, the radio, because there's a lot of work in it too. because this is a personal commitment I have. It's not about the business side, but this is I want Porsche's dreams to come true as well. And that's why we will continue to do what we're doing. And I know it will be blessed. And Porsche has so much in mind for this show. And having this blessing right now means so much to me, because sometimes you feel like you're doing so many things. But there's one thing that's always special in your heart, and it's one project, and this is it. And Porsche knows that too as well. So in regards to having all these blessings and the financial, yes, and I'm so happy for everyone and blessed for everyone else who is listening to this and will listen to it a couple of times, and they get the flash of this as well. This is not 100%. It's focused on me, but everybody else gets a blessing as well. So I can't thank you enough on behalf of everyone, because it's all going to, it has to integrate into my body, and my head is starting to now. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Master Shah. Thank you, Heaven. And thank you both so much for that, because people will see it in me. People will see it in Porsche. People will see it in you and what you do. And we'll continue to do what we're doing. This is what we were chosen for. Like I said to Porsche, this picked us. And she always says, it finds you. And it did find us. So I'm eternally grateful for, and I have no idea what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying is, thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel good. And we're always a work in progress. And we're always here to learn. And the teachers will appear. And there you are, Dr. Rulin. And yes, we want to hear more from you. And we want to take it step by step, because not everybody think quantum physics is like, making a cup of tea. It's so simple. You put the tea back in, you put water and milk, and there it is. No. You make it sound easy, but I know it's not. A lot of hard work, and we want to learn. I want to learn from you as well. So I'm hoping that, you will come back and share more with us.
Well, thank you so much for your love and support, and for your dedication to help humanity. Thank you so much, Porsche, for your love, for your great services, and I'm very grateful to be here with all of you and to share the love with everyone. And wish you great success for both of you and this show. And maybe I give you use my voice, give a blessing for the show and for everyone. Yes?
Of course.
Yes.
You think we would refuse that?
So
oh, no, good. No. Of course. Be our guest. You have all
Okay, let me tell you just this part. Yeah, I know the time is short, but let me just tell this, because it's always nice to preface something before the blessing, because then you understand it in your heart a lot more and you appreciate it. So Dr. Rulin is a Tao song singer. It means that she can channel the flow of the Tao, that love through to everyone. So everyone right now in all of these countries around the world listening and watching anytime you would hear this again, you are blessed beyond measure. So just sit back, enjoy the love, open your heart and soul, and thank you so much, Dr. Rulin. Thank you so much, Dianne.
She has my attention.
So close your eyes, just to enjoy and feel the love from the source. Yeah.
have headphones on, guys, and I could hear that straight through my brain. And it was like a hummingbird. I swear I was visualizing a hummingbird right next to my ear. And Portia knows what that means, a hummingbird. That was beautiful. It was like this bird just singing in my ear. Magical, beautiful. Portia, I'm speechless right now.
I know. I told you. That's why I couldn't wait to have Dr. Lynn on the show, because she brings the entire presence of the divine. Already this field is exploding with light, but with her here and the presence, I literally, if I could tell you what I saw at the very beginning when, she came on, we're all here together, 3 greatest harmonies, very beautiful, means success and abundance. It's the Asian secret. But I saw literally the radio waves and all the different connections throughout the world just light up in like this beautiful golden white light all over the world, feeling the presence of the divine and Tao in this field. And now you can even feel it more with this beautiful song of her heart and soul. And you experienced it. And that's more than what I can say with words. It's the speechless love, And so now you know.
Well, absolutely. Here's the thing. If anybody wants to listen to that to really feel the impact, put on headphones. You'll hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. It's different when you listen to it on a phone. It's different to listen with a computer. But put on headphones. You will hear it. Like you're in it. I can't describe that. It's magical. So, Dr. Rulin, please, the last words of wisdom before we go. And you will be back. You will be back. I can't hear that one. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I want everyone to listen to this radio and also put your spiritual journey as a top priority, because when we take care of our spiritual journey, our soul journey, every aspect of our life will fall into places, especially our divine soul journey. Divine is, if we can just strengthening this relationship, everything in our life will fall into places. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share, Porsche and Dianne. Love you.
Love you.
Love you, everyone.
And I know, Dr. Wynne, I want to say thank you so much for everything you've done, and also for so much you've taught Portia. And she admires you more than you. I'm sure you know, but she loves you unconditionally. And because of you, and I believe it's a ripple effect, because of you, she is who she is today, as well with Master Sha and all the other master teachers, but especially you, from bringing this magnificent woman and guiding her and teaching her into my life. And so now we can share all of this with everybody else, because when she comes on here, she is representing everyone and all humanity. So thank you so much for that. Portia.
Yeah, Portia is the Divine Love teacher, and that's the program Divine wanted me to set up. And so Portia is one of the first teachers, and so I hope one day we're going to spread this Divine Love course and this movement, very to everyone, because everyone deserves this divine love, and its life just feels so good when we open our heart to divine love. So thank you so much, Portia, for doing this.
Thank you, and we will do a session with our audience as well. So Portia, we'll arrange that, right? Absolutely. Portia,
yes, absolutely.
You have the floor now.
Yes.
So.
Thank you so much, Dianne and Dr. Lynn. I don't know what else needs to be said, Honestly, I'm just crying in so much joy and happiness. And that everyone got to meet Dr. Lynn. It's been a dream for so long that I always wanted to let everyone know how amazing she is. And you heard it now in all these different countries around the world, and all of the people everywhere. And Dianne got to experience it firsthand as a blessing, as a co-host with our show. And Dr. Lynn's right. divine love is within us. But you know what? She and Master Sha made it come alive within me. And we're going to do that for the world. I told the other divine love teachers we need to have a show, and we need to have them on, and we'll have Dr. Rulin back, and our Tao Science ambassador. And I love Tao Science. I love divine love. I basically love everything Dr. Rulin teaches, because it's all flowed from Master Sha, his love. And also, he brings everything together, like Dianne said and Dr. Rulin said. It's about the oneness. He brings everything together. He loves doctors, teachers, every different culture, every religion, he's an Eastern doctor and a Western doctor, and he's bridging everything together. And that's why we love him so much, because he has so much love to share with everyone, and he learns from everyone. He's had many teachers from all different cultures and spaces and walks of life, and he just loves. I've never seen anyone with so much love in their heart. And as you can see, Dr. Rulin is one of his greatest students. And you can feel the love. It's not just that you hear it, and she knows so much, like on the wisdom, side of it. And she's a quantum physicist and string theorist and graduated from the top university. You can feel it. That's how you know a person is really real. That they actually walk the walk and walk the talk. They're real. And they hold to the dream, like Dianne.
Well, thank
you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Porsche, for that. And there's nothing left for me to say except good night. Good day.
Good night, everyone.
Good morning. Shalom. Aloha. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings and blessings to each and every one of you. And the words of Dr. Shah. Love, peace, and harmony. Have a blessed journey on the divine soul journey with your two amazing island girls, Porsche Ng and Dianne Ojar. Thank you so much for being with us. Until next time, in love, peace, and harmony.